Right, good day everyone. Should you pull for Yoimiya or not? I think this is a terrible question because we're starting right at the end. What I've done in this presentation is I've actually described the types of Genshin players, their spending types, and I think this gives us a much better point of discussion as to whether we should pull for a character like Yoimiya, which is a bit controversial at the moment. So getting right into it, instead of starting with the sort of conclusion, should we pull yes or no, let's just look at the different types of players we've got. You've got people that want to do exploration, they're going to climb every single mountain, they've got hundreds of screenshots saved. You know, these are the people that just enjoy the game for the aesthetics, and they also enjoy the characters for their aesthetics. You've got the lore people, in other words, the people that are super invested in the story. They've read all these little, I know in the game you can get these little books. They've read all of it. They're connecting all the dots. They're always like the theory crafters. They're always ahead of the rest of us. They might just pull Yoimiya for her lore. Then after these guys, you've got the casual game players. You know, they log in, they do these sort of dailies, and then they do a bit of resin and they log out. Most of these casual game players are free to play or light spenders. Next, we get the simulators. These are the guys that once the teapot dropped, they are still to this day busy optimizing and playing with it. And there is a niche there. We have the socialites. These are the people that cannot go a day without inviting someone into co-op. Otherwise, they get quite anxious, which is quite a shame. But yeah, and then you get the competitive hardcore meta slaves. These guys are, if you don't play certain rotations, if you don't play the meta at the current time, these guys are going to let you know. They've got typically very loud voices on YouTube. And these are also the guys that want to try and set like server records for trying to clear the abyss in 10 seconds on all three floors. Then you get the optimizers. That's sort of where I'm fitting in. I sort of like taking one character and, you know, optimizing every single aspect, like getting the maximum bang for buck in terms of damage. So a good example is getting the optimal crit ratio to crit damage. That's sort of my play style. And then you get the meme crew, which is just they're just there to play the game, have fun. They'll do a bit of serious, they'll do a bit of this. They just sort of fit in anywhere. Spending types I think are pretty self-explanatory. Pure free to play, light spenders. Then you get the occasional spenders, which includes light spending on skins bundles. You have the big savers. That will be where I fit in personally. I've got Ayaka at C6, which I am just so grateful for. Then you get the whales. There are the multiple C6 guys, and then you get the ultra spenders, which are essentially the guys that buy everything in the game because money is not an object. So if we just sort of look at all these different combination types, I'm not going to go through all the combination types, but if you're someone that's deeply into law and you're an occasional spender, you might probably get Yoimiya. You might be interested in the Kansai dialect if you're doing the Japanese dub, and that is actually quite a good reason to try and pull. If you just want to get more exposure there, if you like the aesthetics, the design, especially if you're a socialite or an explorer, Yoimiya can actually appeal to you. Then again, if you're a pure free-to-play player, then this sort of spending type tends to dominate these guys. So you might then wish to wait for Ball, since the Electro Archon is likely to give you a lot more bang for buck. Sad to say. Of course, whales and ultra spenders, they'll just get Yoimiya regardless of their types. People that are occasional spenders and hardcore competitive or casual game players might wish to skip Yoimiya out. In this case, the people here that are on the simulators, they'll just do whatever. The meme crew, I think, are also the types of people that might wish to pull for Yoimiya just to see what sort of funny pics they can give us on the sort of Genshin memes Twitter page. So overall, my conclusion is quite simply, this is not a black or white, you should pull for it because she's trash, because she's got ICD issues or whatever. Consider where you are on the player spectrum, on the spending spectrum. Decide what is financially the best for you and what's going to fit into your sort of gameplay style, and then you can make a good decision on whether you should pull for Yoimiya or for any other character in that case. And that's it.